It's like it's a cheap little prop, little $5 thing, So it ain't napping. Let's begin on the movie that started it all. Star Wars: The fucking Phantom fucking Menace. This movie will contain minor spoilers. I'm not going to give you a full detailed scene-to-scene spoilers because if I do that, this video will be way over 35 minutes. So let's begin. This movie is primarily about the Trade Federation invading the planet Naboo and forming a blockade, and because they want Queen Amidala to sign a paper. That's what the whole entire movie's about. And then around all this, you have trade Senate meetings, you have negotiations, lots of walking and talking and stuff like that. So when I was watching this movie at first, when I was 8 years old with my father, it didn't really bother me. I mean, I was just a kid. Up until I got a little older, when I was like 15 or 16, I've noticed the flaws. And I've noticed that the 4, 5, and 6, those movies was more of a fun adventure. That's what the whole Star Wars is. Fun and adventurous. So when I watched episode 1, was it fun and adventurous? No, it was political. It didn't really cast that adventure feel. And probably the main thing has to do was the poor writing from George Lucas and the convoluted writing of George Lucas and the downright stupid writing from George Lucas and the direction style of George Lucas. George Lucas wanted to form CGI in digital elements to special effects, and it kind of made the movie outdated. One of the things that they shouldn't have done was the CGI, just too much CGI, overabundance of CGI, CGI Pornhub. That's what I was basically watching. And one of the things I didn't like about this movie was the characters. They had the Jedi, they had the characters inside, but the characters was all blatant, bland. They didn't really have nothing. They had no taste, no value. It's like I'm eating a bunch of Raisin Bran because they just giving us bland brand cereal. I want the other Jedi to be established. I wanted Mace Windu, who's played by Samuel L. Jackson, to have more lines. I want him to do nothing. But it just seemed like all of them were just sitting down their ass out the whole movie. And all of them were just dicks to Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi. So when they have Anakin Skywalker trying to have him become a Jedi, they will be like, you can't do it. No. What, Qui-Gon? What? There's a Sith Lord? Oh, the Sith Lord doesn't exist because we would automatically know about it. How the Jedi Masters and their council pencil pushers know about the Sith Lord is around if they're all sitting down their asses? I mean, my dog shits on the floor a lot. So if my dog shits on the floor, will I know about it? No, not by me sitting on my ass doing a review right here. How I'll know about it is getting off my ass and investigating the shit. Exactly what the Jedi should have done. Look out their asses, look around for shit. And one of the characters I really want to point out in this movie was Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks was just downright terrible. He was the main thing I hated about this movie. And George Lucas wanted to force Jar Jar Binks in her face. And there are some scenes in this movie that made the script contradict itself. Think about this. When they was getting ready to go to the deep blue sea of Naboo, Qui-Gon Jinn wanted Jar Jar Binks to tag along because Jar Jar Binks was going to help Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi navigate the Sea of Naboo. But when they actually go to the Sea of Naboo, what were they doing?
Where is it going?
Don't worry. The Force will guide us.
Qui-Gon Jinn said the Force will guide us. But yet you want Jar Jar Binks to help you navigate? Why is Jar Jar Binks in there then? If you can just use the Force the whole entire time. One of the things I want to point out is Jake Lloyd's character, Anakin Skywalker. But before I talk about that, I want to talk about Jake Lloyd. Jake Lloyd. Yes, this right here. This is a mugshot. A mugshot. Because of this movie, He attempted to murder his mom. He is suicidal. He now resides in Indianapolis, Indiana in an asylum. Thank you, George Lucas. With the acting for this that he did for this character was just downright ridiculous and terrible. It was so just I don't want to talk about it no more. The Star Wars movie is known for its flaws. And the best thing about this movie was the Darth Maul's character, who's played by Ray Park. And he was the best thing about this movie because he didn't have any lines. Thank you, George Lucas. So now he's having the fight scenes with the Qui-Gon Jinn and having the fight scenes with Obi-Wan Kenobi. And the fight scene was actually pretty good, but it seemed a little too perfect. And I kind of wanted them to have like a tension, a little tension, have some facial expressions. But just have something. It just seemed like it was just too perfect. The movie could have been so much better. I think the things that was wrong with this movie was the story, the plot line. It has nothing. It took away from the whole Star Wars lore because it focused primarily on Princess Amidala signing the treaty. And also, I'm trying to think about why were the Viceroy forcing her to sign a treaty, and why were they invading Naboo? They didn't want resources. They didn't say that. It didn't say. It just says we're just invading Naboo. It just seemed like he wasn't trying in this movie. So I'm asking myself, who is the main character in this movie? I'll wait, because I know you're having that hard time trying to figure out who's the main character. There is no main character. You can say it's Qui-Gon, maybe, or Obi-Wan, but it's not Obi-Wan. It's not Anakin. Definitely not Anakin. But if you have characters, please establish some of them. They didn't establish none of the characters. I don't even know who Qui-Gon Jinn is. I don't even know who Obi-Wan is. I mean, he's a apprentice. Qui-Gon Jinn's just a stern Jedi Knight who's stern. And also, I'm trying to ask myself, who is the Phantom Menace? Is it Darth Maul? Is it the Dark Lord? Darth Sidious? We don't know. That was just a weird title. This movie is not terrible in a way. It is tolerable. It has some ups and downs. The pod racing was also good. I played the video games, and it was one of the best things about this movie. Outside of the other characters, I really wasn't invested in none of the characters. I wasn't really into the story plot line. I wasn't really into the story. And if it wasn't in the Star Wars lore, in the Star Wars canon, this would have been a shitty movie. I gotta say, story-wise, I have to give this movie a Val Kilmer Batman. This is a below-average movie, and it is not a good movie, but yet it's tolerable to watch. I'll watch it over and over again. Jar Jar Binks took a bunch of this movie. I cannot feel. I wanted more from the characters. I wanted more from the script. The script was just basic, no cohesiveness. It wasn't intricate. It was just a bore fest of trade, sentence, and meetings. I didn't even laugh at this movie. It wasn't even funny. Guys, that's my review. If you've seen this movie, tell me what you feel about this movie. And I'm going to have the review for Attack of the Clones. Thank you for watching. If you like everything you see and you agree, click right here to join me in the Batman family. I have more Batman, Star Wars, fantastic reviews on the way. You have been warned. Till then, ciao.